All right, Marshall and Ohio State, another big spread here. Ohio State, 40-point home favorites at the shoe, 51 the total here in this game. You look at this Marshall Thundering Herd team. I guess they were pretty solid in their effort a couple weeks ago against Virginia Tech. You know, they were competitive. Virginia Tech's not been quite as good as I thought they would be, or as dominant or impressive when you look at them with the eye test so far this season. But you do have to give Marshall a decent amount of credit for being competitive here in that game. But so be definitely a much taller order here on the road against Ohio State. They are off a bye. Charles Huff's team. So that is an advantage here for the Thundering Herd. So is Ohio State, though. And the last time we saw them was a 56-0 win against Western Michigan. And you know what's crazy, C-Mac, is they really weren't that good against Akron or that impressive, and they still won 52-6 in that game. Yeah. They didn't cover, but they almost did. If that game has a fifth quarter, in addition to the 4, they probably do cover that game. So, you know, they didn't even play great, and they still had 52-6 win. They definitely played, and Western Michigan's a lot better than Akron. And so to see them have a 56-0 win over Western Michigan was impressive. Even without Marvin Harrison Jr., they're fine at receiver when they have this freshman Jeremiah Smith is already looking at terrific. Yeah, Buka's still there. Bennett Christian. You've got a great duo in the backfield running the ball with Quinshawn Judkins, the transfer from Ole Miss, Travion Henderson as well. And then, of course, you got Will Howard, a veteran transfer quarterback from Kansas State. Kind of struggled early against Akron, but I think second half against Akron in that entire game against Western Michigan, he was awesome. And certainly like the potential of this offense that Ohio State has. Marshall, what will they deliver defensively? Like I said, 31-14 loss to Virginia Tech. They did cover the number there. And they also had that 45-3 win against Stony Brook. I don't know if I get involved in this one, but again, we're talking about Ohio State scored 52-56 in their last 2 games. And what do we see this total at right now with Marshall and Ohio State? 51. Telling me they can't get over the total, maybe by themselves here or close to it. It's a potential. So this is another one of those big favorite for a Power 5 team. Just like the last game, Penn State, and just like the last game, Penn State, I'm leaning over in this one as well. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't know their team total is going to be. I don't know how Marshall scores here. It's just like more than a touchdown.
It's Ohio State defense. It is. It's one of the top defenses on paper. Yep.
And I was a little impressed that for how bad they were, even early. We talked about last week. The quarterback play versus Virginia Tech, them to get 14 because that offense it's just bad. Remember last year they had these games, before they played some cupcakes. Even this year, they played? Who was this year? Stony, UTSA to end the year. They were scoring 9, 6, 9. They get shut out. South Alabama. I don't know how they move the ball here at all. I mean, look at this. When you're 40-point favorite, total's 51 here. It's like, yeah, this is Ohio State wins big. They're loaded with Howard until they play someone good where Howard's going to have, get some heat. But, man, they're loaded. Loaded at running back, loaded at wide receiver, and the defense looks great. Seems like an easy win here.
By the way, Marshall, very interesting to point out Marshall is – now, see, this is interesting that Marshall, as far as plays per game are concerned this year, they're down, but their plays per minute, they're ranked 7th right now in the country, plays per minute. 2.7.
They had a ton of plays like in that one. They were just sloppy. They were just horrible against Virginia Tech. Yeah.
The thing with plays per game is, like, if you're turning it over, you're not going to have the ball as much. But when they have the ball, they do go fast, Marshall. 7th in plays per minute. So that helps the over, because we're going to get more possessions in the game because of that. So, yeah, this is another, just like with the Penn State game, I would lean over here